Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Average Joe to Studio Pro. Last episode, we started a 3-part series to help jumpstart your mixing process. I briefly described my steps to give you an insight to my approach when it comes down to mixing. When describing those mixes, I mentioned the dead mix, which is what we are going to go ahead and discuss today. Okay, so what is a dead mix? A dead mix is literally when you mix a song without any use of plugins or outboard gear. You're using just your volume faders and your pan pots. No bussing, no nothing. It's just all the original audio. So why do we do this? This is a technique to help the engineer visualize the direction and steps they need to take in order to complete a mix. You'll be able to pinpoint areas before they are affected by any plugins. You'll be able to know when and where to add EQ and compression appropriately. And you may find that you're using less plugins than you actually need, thus pulling away from the amount of power your computer is having to use. So the first step to do this is clean up your mix window. Put all your faders to 0 or unity and take all your pan pots and put them at 0 as well. Everything is centered. Absolutely no plugins, no EQ, no compression. Now spend about 20 minutes mixing your project using your volume faders and panning only. I'll wait while you do this. Okay, so now's the time to take notes. Take about 10 minutes of listening to your mix, writing down things that you need to go in and fix or things you need to enhance. But don't overthink this. This should all come naturally, the first things that you naturally hear. Some examples might be tighten up your kit, compress those vocals, bring up the guitars. Now that we've gone over that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my before and after. I'm gonna start everything at 0, let you listen to it, and then I'm gonna show you the product of mixing with the dead mix. Okay guys, so now I wanted to go over my before and after the dead mix. So let's start from the beginning. As you can see, everything is 0. No panning, no EQ, no nothing. As you go down, you're going to see things like these. These are already predetermined in the settings. So these are technically setups that come with the program. So I didn't mess with those because that's the natural audio for those specific tracks. So let's take a listen, see how this sounds. Let's get to the meat and potatoes and see how that sounds with everything. Let's get back up further. As you can tell, it's pretty bad. But that's everything at 0, so you kind of now know what everything sounds like. It sounds terrible. Nothing is mixed, nothing is balanced, nothing going on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do my dead mix real quick, and I will get back with you all to show you how that sounds. Okay, so now we have our dead mix. Let's take a look here. Everything's panned the way I want it to. Got drums, got bass, got guitars. Everything's in the proper positions that I want. So now let's give this one a listen to. So that's the mix now with nothing else in it. So now that I see a lot of these volumes are really low, across the board, really low, really low. Some of them are still up there very well. So some of these may tell me, you know what, maybe you didn't record these well enough. Maybe you recorded them too hot. Or maybe you didn't record, like for instance, these that are at 0, maybe you didn't record them loud enough. You didn't have your gain set up correctly. So that's things to take note of. So this gives me an idea of what I need to do down the road of this project to bring those up and take control over what's happening. So that is the before and after. Now that you have a better understanding what a dead mix is, I encourage you all to go out there and start doing your own dead mixes. If you have any questions or you're unsure about what you're doing, send them to me and we can talk about them. So start taking your notes now, because the next episode is going to be all about bussing our tracks, grouping our drums, grouping our guitars, our vocals, etc. So be prepared and make sure we see you next week. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out with us as we continued our journey and going from Average Joe to Studio Pro. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and be sure to share it with your friends. Or for a free PDF on multiband EQ, you can head to my website at averagejoestudiopro.com, sign up for our email list, and you'll be able to download that PDF immediately. It'll cover different techniques and different ideas to help take your experience with EQ to the next level. Or you can continue going through our videos and learn something else today as well. Again, guys, thank you for hanging out with me today, and until next time, cheers.